children. In God I trust, but what is it? Yeah. I'm looking at y'all today, looking good in your African attire. But you need to tell them where you come from. Yeah. Peggy, when I got married, had the biggest U-Haul truck they were renting. But all I had in it was a flea market chair, a Rent-A-Center 13-inch TV, and 2 steamer trunks, and a bed that I borrowed from my dorm room. And if y'all know anything about a dorm bed, a college bed, Mr. Phyllis, it's not a twin size bed. It's actually smaller than a twin size. And yeah, me and my new bride slept on my borrowed bed. And because I had to borrow it since it's a pinky in the dark of night, I couldn't get the one out of my room, Peggy, because I stayed on the 5th floor. So I had to get one jock out of the basement of the dorm. So I couldn't get a real one, Brother Luther. Peggy, my daddy came to visit me in my first apartment, and he said, son, where you people that come over here sit at? On the floor. He was like, well, I'm going to spend the night with you. Then he was coming from the National Convention in Cleveland, and he was going to drive home the next morning. And he went in my room, and he said, that's your bed? I said, yes, sir. Is it the mattress on the floor? I said, no, it's a box spring under there. He said, you can't even get your shoes under the bed. Because my bed sat that far, 3 inches off the floor. Because I couldn't get the whole bed in the middle of the night. They wouldn't let me borrow the whole bed. But that's where I come from. When I moved from Nashville, I got the biggest trailer they would let me hook up to my Buick. Pulled up the back, the trunk, the front seat, the trailer, and Peggy, whatever wouldn't fit from that one-room apartment, I left on the sidewalk. That's what I moved to Florida with. We stayed in the townhouse. We moved from that townhouse, I had to get a truck. We moved from that house to the next house, I had to get a truck and a half. When I moved from that house to 1010, I had to get 4 trucks. Again, where God has brought us from. My parents love to tell a story when they moved from Michigan with their 3 kids. My mom and daddy slept on the box spring. We slept on the mattress of a 1-bedroom apartment. My baby sister Gwen ran out of food to eat. Daddy didn't have a job yet. But while I was playing outside in the dirt, I found 75 cents. Daddy went and bought a half a gallon of milk, a small bag of flour. Mama made some biscuits, had a little piece of fat back, fried it up, made some gravy, put that gravy on them biscuits. We ate and was full. Talking about what God has brought us from. Yeah. They said we couldn't vote because we couldn't think. Now we're on the Supreme Court. Again, what is it? Makes me want to run on. What is it that makes me want to give him some praise? What is it that makes me trust in the man that has brought me thus far in order to enter into this city whose walls are salvation? Yeah, Isaiah said one must be righteous and faithful. Yes, there's a key to getting in to the city. Yeah, you got to have your VIP pass. You got to have your key. Yeah, you can't get in everywhere. I text Dr. Mills the other day, Peggy, Friday night, flipping channels, flipped over to the Magic basketball game. And I saw this little bald head man with his hat on, sitting right behind the basketball team. Yeah, Dr. Mills loves to tell a story how when he first moved down here and the Magic first started playing, how he tried to impress some of his bosses from Lockheed. Asked them if they wanted to go to the game with him, Brother Luther. He said, I had just bought my first set of season tickets. He said, we went to the game and we went in and I told my boss, we're sitting right here. He said, the man said, well, right here. He said, you can't see the game all the way up here. He said, but as God blessed me, I moved closer and closer to the flow. Now, when he goes to the game, Peggy, he don't have to park in the parking garage. There's VIP parking. Don't come in and get in line and go through the gate like everybody else. He just shows his VIP pass. I wish I had some praying folks. Yeah, and when I look at the second point, I realize that there's a key to getting into this city. Yes, those who trust in the Lord. God has reserved the rights for us to participate with him in his victory. Yeah, when the Rams won the Super Bowl, everybody and their mama could stand in the streets and cheer and celebrate. Yeah, but when they show up at the White House, you can stand outside the gate all you want to. Some you a Rams fan, you ain't getting in. You got to have a key. I wish you had some praying folks. Yeah, Isaiah tells us that the Lord will keep us in perfect peace because our minds are what? Stayed on him because we trust in the Lord. Not just when things look easy, not just when things are going our way, but our trust is forever. Wasn't it Job this morning in the Sunday school lesson? Yeah, the background lesson said that Job said, naked I came my mother's womb, and naked shall I return. The Lord giveth, and the Lord taketh away. Blessed be the name of the Lord. Job 1:21. In other words, I'm going to trust him in the good as well as the bad. Paul said, I've learned to be content in whatever situation I may find myself in. Yes, there's a key this morning, church. Isaiah said, God will keep us, but one can only be kept if one belongs. Let me say that again. I said, you can only be kept if you belong. The old saying says that if you got something, let it go. And if it belongs to you, it'll come back. Though they said, train up a child in the way that they will go. And when they get old, they will not tarry far from what you have taught. Again, you can't be kept by God if you don't belong to God. Yes, this sense of peace is only given to those who live a life of righteousness. Notice I didn't say you had to be righteous, but live a life that's righteous. How do I live that life, Pastor? Well, I'm glad, Shakina, that you asked that question. Paul said that we must not be conformed by this world. Be transformed by the renewing of our minds. Romans 12:2. Jesus told Nicodemus that he needed to be born of the Spirit, washed in his blood. We offer the key to each other every Sunday morning Y'all ain't read the key this morning? What's the key, Pastor? Who is he that has the key? Who is he that trusts in the Lord? It's the person that overcometh the whole world. 1 John 5:5. Who is he that overcometh the world? But he that believeth that Jesus is the Son of the living God. Yes, through it all, God expects us to have enough faith to trust him and never doubt him. Yes, it may get rough, church. The times gonna get hard. But trust in the Lord. Let me put a pin right there for just a second, because just in case y'all think I be making stuff up. I told you Wednesday night that if you're really close to God, that God will make your ministry. And I told you sometimes, the work, the service is just something as simple as just letting somebody cut in front of you. I had to take Sister Ducksworth to work Friday because she didn't want to drive to Sanford. So Peggy drove out there, sat in the car. I ain't gonna say how long I sat in the car, waited for her. But as we left, again, I'm in Sanford. Sanford has something that no other place in Central Florida has. There's a place called Lee's Chicken. And when we were in college, you used to get the school newspaper to have a coupon. You got a 2-piece dinner for $2.50. So I could afford to take my baby to Lee's. So while we're in Sanford, I'm like, yo, let's run down the road to check out, see if that Lee's is like Nashville Lee's. So I drive down and I pull into the parking lot and I come around the long way and there's a car coming in. And again, you know how y'all get when y'all go to the drive-through line, especially at McDonald's where you got 2 lines, you're going to try to jump in front of the other person, beat them. But no, I paused. Brother Luther and I told the lady, come on. She looked at me, surprised, because that ain't what we do. Come on. She went up in front of me, made her order. I made my order, Peggy. It was $20-something. I get to the window. The lady tells me, I'm like, can you give me the price again? I'm getting ready to hand her the money. She said, don't worry about your money because the lady in front of you paid. I said, what? She said, yeah. She said that because you let her in front of you and you were so nice, she wanted to pay for your meal. There's a key. It's not that I'm so righteous, but I try to live a righteous. I wish I had some praying folks. Yes. Paul says that we got to renew our mind. And David said, give me that what? New spirit. Yes, we offer you the key every morning, letting you know that we can overcome the world if we just believe that Jesus is who he is. Yes, through it all, the good and the bad, God expects us to trust in him. Yeah, I remember years ago, Peggy, as we pastored St. Peter Missionary Baptist Church in Arch. One of my old deacons by the name of Thomas Rollins used to always remind me of his first church speech. He said, Rev, my first speech I had to memorize was the poem, Just Don't Quit. When things go wrong, as they sometimes will, when the road you're trudging seems all uphill, when the funds are low and debts are high, and you want to smile, but you have to sigh, when care is pressing you down, down a bit, rest if you must, but just don't quit. Isaiah tells us that God is our everlasting rock. The key, Solomon writes in Proverbs 3:5, saying, trust in the Lord with all your heart and do not lean to your own understanding. Again, that key, I give it. I turn it over. I trust God in all things. Do you have your key this morning? Are you a member of the new city? Do you have the rights to praise God in the midst of the storm? To say thank you, even if you can't see your way out, even if you don't understand it, you're still able to say thank you, but still believe it. Do you have that spirit of our forefathers, that spirit that brought them across the middle passage, that spirit that brought them from slave market to master's house? Do you still have that faith and trust that everything is going to work out? Jeremiah 29 and 11 says that God said, I have a plan just for you, a plan to bless you and not curse you, a plan to give you vineyards that you didn't plant, houses that you didn't build, schools that used to not take you. Now you're running a country that called you half a man, but now you're in charge. I'm glad. I said I'm glad that I got the key. I got my trust in the Lord. As I hurry to my close, I see Isaiah reminding us what God has done to the other city. He said, I've torn down those other folks. I've torn the oppressor down. I've made your enemy your footstool. I made those that criticize you now lift you up. I'm glad. I said, I'm glad. It was that trust that brought us from 1865 to the day. It was that trust that walked the streets of Selma. That trust that walked down D.C. Avenue. That trust that died out on Calvary. That trust that Big Mama talked about. That trust that Mama gave me. That trust that died for a sinner like me. I'm glad. I'm glad that no matter what the world says, my God is still able. Because they said he was dead, buried in a borrowed tomb. But early Sunday morning, he got up with all power in his hand. I'm glad today that I'm able to say, I will trust in the Lord until I die. What you gonna lean on? Yeah, on Jesus. Jesus' name. When he shall come. When he shall come. What kind of sound? Yeah. Oh, man. Yeah. I live. In him be found. Be found. Come on. Lord Christ. Come on. The solid rock. I stand. All of them. Let's all hymn of the church. Come on. Oh, yeah. On Christ. I wish I had some witnesses back there. What ground are you standing on? Yeah. It's sinking. It's sinking. Anybody know that it's sinking? Ask yourself this question. What is it that will make a little girl whose mama's on food stamps, whose mama is trying to not only raise her kids but her grandkids? What is it that would make a woman like that believe she could become somebody? What is it that would make a woman from Moon Pie, Mississippi, honestly think she could roll around Peggy in an Escalade? What would make a little girl playing in the dirt streets of not even a one-stop light city? Don't even have a flashing light. Ain't even got a Walmart. What would make some girl from Ribonia think she can amount to anything? What would make a girl from Uber Street, little redhead freckle girl, mama straight up out of the country of Goldsboro, North Carolina, what would make her think she can amount to? How you going to Fisk? You ain't nobody. What would make the daughters of a little woman who had to work in the muck fields and the little nurseries, raising a whole bunch of girls and 2 boys, what would make y'all think y'all could do anything? What would make a boy think that he could come from Homestead? Ain't nothing in Homestead but cucumbers and bean fields. Ain't that even when Hurricane Andrew came through, it didn't tear down but 3 buildings because of nothing there. Riding a bicycle, Peggy, a bicycle to the Kia dealership, told him he wanted to buy a car. Negro, you on a bicycle? How you gonna buy a car? Again, you done came over here from Barbados. Did I get it right? No, say yeah, you are. Still talking about something chunking a rock. Don't make me chunk this rock at you. How you gonna survive? Talking about something starting a family. Again, folks ask you, what is it? Let them know that it was the fact that I trusted in the Lord. And the Lord made a way. Yolanda, what made you think that you could buy a house on Washington Street? Who you? Who you? Had an opportunity, as I said the other day, to go over and pray for Sister Eileen and her new home. I said, Eileen, do me a favor. I said, understand, everybody ain't happy. The friends you thought were friends, some of them ain't happy. But every now and then, I need you to do something to remind yourself. I said, I need you to go get a 5-gallon bucket and put it by the door to your garage. So every time you come home, you walk by that 5-gallon bucket. If those of y'all trying to figure out what the bucket got to do. When I first met Eileen, she told me about how the house she lived in, and y'all just got to get mad at me, but I don't care, in Bubblesville. how she had to tote water to the house. Didn't have no running water, no plumbing. She had to tote water to the house. I told her, I said, look at you. Look at you now. Again, when folks ask you, what is it? Isaiah said, because of your faithfulness and the fact that you trusted. It ain't never, Jessica, let me tell you something, Jessica. It ain't never too late to start trusting. Shakita, it ain't never too late. As long as you got breath in your lungs, there's a blessing around the corner. You just got to believe it and trust. Now, see, those who don't trust, Brother Luther, they'll sit down. I'm tired. I done went round corner after corner. I'm tired now. Hey, I'm tired. I'm sitting here waiting for my check to come every month. I'm tired. And that's all you're going to ever have is that check coming. All you're going to have is a little tired, a little fatigue. If that's what you're content with. Again, those of you who got children and grandchildren, get tired. Get tired. Give up. Don't do nothing. And see what happens. See what happens. There's a lady, and I'm done. There's a lady when I was in Mississippi for my dad's association last year. Her son died, Peggy. And I went by with Daddy to, be with the family. The husband is a deacon at one church. She's a deaconess at my dad's church. And I remember as a kid, and ain't nobody from Shady Grove watching, so they ain't gonna know. Her granddaughter was the girl that wanted me to go to the movies with her. When my big mama told me no. And I was saying, Big Mama, I need, I kind of need to go to the movies. And Big Mama said, no. And that's all I say. I ain't asked. I ain't said nothing else. I called the girl up and said, listen, I can't go to the movies tonight. Why? I told her, I said, well, I just can't make it. I didn't want to say, because my Big Mama said, she know you ain't no good. She know what you up to. Now, that girl and her sisters, Brother Luther, still staying in the same little house with her mama and daddy. They children ain't been married, but all of them got 4, 5 children apiece. They stay in the house with the mama and grandma. Grandma barely can walk. Them been worn down. Why? Because them children, them grandchildren, who you didn't raise no better, they still living off of you. I trust God. I trust God. Peggy, when Candace was getting ready to go off to college, we going college application. Candace said, I want to go to Duke. Duke was high. We went and visited their little college recruiting thing. And then all of a sudden she said, no, I'm going to North Carolina. I like the area. Go right down the street, North Carolina. We going to North Carolina. We buying baby blue, everything. Then all of a sudden she started screaming, I'm going to go to Miami. The only letter she submitted, and everybody told her she was crazy, you a fool, was the University of Miami. I told you, Jordan need to know now. It's senior day. Basketball team, senior day. All of her little friends done got accepted to this school, that school. Candace missed 4.9 GPA, ain't heard nothing. We got a letter that day. University of Miami said they had over 30-something thousand applicants. They only chose 1,200. And they said, we're proud to say that you are one of the 1,200. I trust. I wish I had some prayer, folks. I said, I trust. Every time I dropped somebody off at Flomo's campus, I had to say, I trust. Every year, money, oh, we need more money, we need more money. Scholarships just kept rolling in. I trust. I trust. Again, do you really trust the Lord? Again, saying it and living it is two different things. Do you really trust Him? Now, I'm going to challenge you today. Again, I don't want you to say nothing because I told you, I don't believe in making people laugh. I'm going to challenge you today. Make a difference. Make a difference. Don't ask God for just hamburger. Ask Him for filet mignon. Don't ask God for no 10, 12-year-old used car. Ask Him for your heart's desires. I challenge you to trust Him. See, won't He do it? Gas finna get high. Food already high. Things gonna get tight. Now, you can start cutting back on God, or you can trust Him. Trust Him. I told you, I had me a $20-something meal Friday. And all I did was give the lady who told me, I gave her a tip. My meal free. Free. Why? Because God said, here. I opened my Bible up the other day, Peggy. And again, I keep telling folks, I'm like, I ain't gonna tell you how much, but it was some 20s in my Bible. I'm like, now wait a minute now. I don't remember putting no money in the Bible. Again, just stuff started just showing up. I told you, nobody knew anything. Most people didn't know nothing about Sister Ducksworth. Every time I look at her, she give me that look. And I have to tell her, you gotta trust Him, baby. I said, if I don't say, ooh, it's hurting, it ain't hurting. If I don't say, well, we can't eat today, we good. I don't tell you, no, we can't turn the TV on tonight because Spectrum ain't been paid. We good. Christmas came. I'm done with this one, Jock, because she gonna get mad at me in a minute. Christmas came and this year, because of how things are, we're going to do the Pollyanna and we're going to just buy one person one gift. And I looked at her, I'm like, woman, you Stephanie, you say the same thing every year. Baby Jock got a tree full of stuff. Can I get the card? I want to order some stuff. I'm like, no, we ain't getting but one your mom is here. I got to get your mom, and your dad's coming, and got to get your sisters. I'm like, them grown people. Grown people get their own gift. I got to get Anthony and Brittany. I got to get them again. I got, and I'm like, well, who you Pollyanna then? I just one person, one gift. I'm like, woman, again, if I don't say nothing, everything's good. And Brother Luther, I was raised by some good men in my life. So all I ask her is just like Sister Pinky asked you. I said, how much you need? You got any money? Oh, yeah, I got some money. I'm like, here, take this anyway. Take this. Monday, she went to work, Brother Luther. I said, nah, I can't have you at work. Somebody might want to order some food. You might get hungry. Here, put this in. Oh, I don't need. And again, because of CDC, she got a little paper towel peg in. I'm done. I'm already in trouble. I got to go home and See, y'all wonder why rev buy fresh flowers twice a week. I'm gonna be in trouble at least twice. Amen. We thank God for you. May God bless you. May God keep you as I pray. Let us stand. Come on. Come on. Look at your neighbor and say, neighbor, do you know what it is? Trust him. God bless you.